about you, but I feel good. I don't know about you, but I feel good. I don't know about you, but I feel good. I don't know about you, but I feel good.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you to please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, again, we are excited to have you back here at DeVos Fieldhouse, and we thank you for attending today's game. But please, make sure your mask is on at all times and properly worn over your nose and mouth throughout your visit here today. We thank you for ensuring a safe environment for all of us. And now for the singing of our national anthem, back by popular demand. Mr. Bryce Robinson, and yours truly.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the DeVos Fieldhouse here in the campus of Hope College for today's MIAA contest between the Scots of Alma College and your Hope College Flying Dutch. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First for the Scots at one forward, a 5'11 senior from Marquette, number 10, Stasha Warchuk. And at one forward for the Flying Dutch, a 5'11 senior from Sycamore, Illinois, number 14, Kate Majerus. At one forward for the Scots, a 5'7 senior from Detroit, number 23, Aretha Humphreys. And at one forward for the Flying Dutch, a 5'9 senior from Grand Rapids, number 22, Sydney Muller. Starting at center for the Scots, a 6'2 junior from Hudsonville, number 12, Kendall Griffune. And at center for the Flying Dutch, a 6'3 senior from Holland, number 5, Olivia Voskel. At one guard for the Scots, a 5'6 sophomore from West Bloomfield, number 2, Olivia Warren. And at one guard for the Flying Dutch, a 5'6 senior from Hudsonville, number 12, Casey DeSmit. And at the final guard spot for the Scots, a 5'5 junior from St. John's, number 3, Maddie Robbins. And at the final guard spot for the Flying Dutch, a 5'10 senior from Zeeland, number 20, Kennedy Schoonveld. Alma College is coached by Sammy Stormont. Hope College is coached by Brian Morehouse. Your officials this evening, Jake Rolfe, Andy McKellar, and Earl Beatty.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the campus of Hope College here at DeVos Fieldhouse in snowy Holland, Michigan, where the Hope College Flying Dutch will be taking on the Alma Scots. Eric Van Swal here on the call alongside Paul Van Swal. We're going to be bringing you some MIAA basketball action tonight. Paul, what do you got for us tonight?
Well, Alma's coming in here after 2 straight losses. They're going to have to be able to handle Hope's pressure defense, as all the teams in MIAA have to do, and Hope's substitution pattern of 5 in, 5 out. Alma's going to be tested with their endurance and their ability to concentrate tonight.
As Hope wins the opening tip, Olivia Voskel out jumping Kendall Griffune of the Scots. And Hope gets it underway here on offense. And we got a quick whistle. And 13 seconds into the game, we got our first turnover as a 3-second violation against Olivia Voskel, hanging out in the lane too long.
Not a lot of movement on the Hope to start the offensive possession there.
That was part of the issue that we saw a couple weeks ago in that Trine game. Talked about 2 losses back-to-back for Alma. Hope coming off that loss, a rare loss for them. They did bounce back against Albion Saturday with a 51-38 victory as that one goes out of bounds, and the Dutch will maintain possession. Casey DeSmith to trigger it in underneath the basket. Gets it on the block for Kate Majerus, high off the glass. Tapped around and brought down by Maddie Robbins of the Scots.
Kate went up right-handed that time from the left-hand side, brought the ball back into the defender, so she was able to annoy that shot.
And the first shot of the game for the Dutch was a miss. On the flip side, though, it's a make from Aretha Humphreys, and the Scots have an early 2-0 lead on that nice back cut.
You can see Scots taking a page out of the playbook of Trine, who went backdoor on Hope all day long in that victory that they had against the Dutch a couple weeks ago.
Hope utilizing their size inside with an offensive rebound from Voskel. Is tipped around by Muller and out of bounds off of her.
Voss doesn't play a lot of tall players, but Griffune is listed at 6'2", and she looks all of that with her wingspan.
Hope usually utilizes their size inside, and as you said, of course, the substitution patterns that they're well known for at this point. We'll see how both of those play out later on, as there's a turnover right there. Ill-advised pass from Stasha Warchuk as Muller tries to get it on the other end, draws a foul.
Sid on one of her patented drives, loves going to the left-hand side. Got clipped across the forearm, otherwise she would have finished. Yeah, Hope gets the pressure of the wings extraordinarily hard because they have Voskel and Hannah Smith usually back in the paint for the second 5 that can erase any mistakes that they make on the wings on defense.
As Muller's too strong on the first one, you saw the replay of the end of that steal and foul draw. Right there, Hope over 90 seconds into this game without being on the board. Now they are after that free throw.
Hope extending the defense all the way out to the logo.
Like you said, putting pressure on those wings. And there's some pressure right there, picked by Casey DeSmith. Hope has some numbers inside for Voskel. Kicks it back out to Majerus. Over to Schoonveld. She thought about a 3, puts it on the deck now, in between the entire defense, and banks it home.
Kenny with the head fake, get the defender standing up just slightly, and then was able to drive right past her.
There's 4 defenders surrounding her, but no one in the immediate area, as there's a double team on the low block. Kicked out for Humphreys. Karam's off back rim.
Great skip pass. Had an open 3, wasn't able to convert.
Muller getting a pick from Voskel, decides to use it now. Kick into the corner. It's a 3 from Casey DeSmith. And she nails it.
Love it when Casey catches and is ready to fire immediately. Sid with a nice assist.
DeSmith averaging 5.5 points a game, usually known for her defense, which she's already shown today, and does right there by forcing another turnover, and her passing ability, but getting into the act early, knocking down that 3 ball.
And Casey just pulled the chair out from underneath the driver, had a leg in there, and Scott tried to use it to draw the foul, and Casey just pulled it away, and she fell over. It was great defense.
She's shown a couple good defensive efforts early on in this game, and now is going to try another offensive effort, running the show here. Dutch are staying outside with it. Pick from Voskel for Schoonveld. Corner for Majerus. She's going to try a 3 and buries it from the corner.
Kate's one of the better 3-point shooters on the Hope team. Can't leave her open.
She shoots just about 53 50% from downtown. That is the best on the team. As there's a left-hand layup missed by Maddie Robbins. She thought she got fouled right there. No call from the referee, and Hope comes away with it.
I didn't mean to short Kate. You're right. She is the best three-point shooter on the Dutch.
She wanted it right there, but Schoonveld's going to try it. Rims off. Everybody's hitting the floor there. Great hustle from all players, and it's going to be in the hands of the Dutch after Voskuhl tracks it down. Wide open from the wing for Muller, and she tickles the twine.
The second great shot I've seen from a Muller today. Her younger brother, Isaac, hit the game-tying shot in his game today earlier at Christian High. Good to see the Mullers are on track.
And Hope is on track as well. Now 3 out of 4 from downtown, as there's going to be a whistle and a foul inside as Olivia Warren was driving to the basket.
Olivia Voskuhl was a step late and then decided to swipe at the ball instead of just putting arms up and walling her off. The swipe is what got her the foul.
I don't mean to immediately discount what you said, but the foul was in fact on Kate Majerus.
I take it back. I am so sorry. I saw the, sorry. I saw 1-4 and I was thinking 5.
That does add up in your defense.
You're right.
And she did come over late and did swipe at it, but the reason that she missed the block was Majerus, as DeSmit another 3 goes off the iron, brought down by Schoonveld, and Hope's going to get another chance. One-handed pass from DeSmit to Schoonveld, driving in, tried to leave it for Voskuhl, ends up in the hands of Olivia Warren running the secondary break for the Alma Scots.
Kennedy on her last dribble dropped her eyes, so she wasn't exactly sure where Olivia was.
Nice skip pass, jumper rattles around the rim and falls out from Reagan Thor, who came into the game a moment ago for the first time for Alma. Voskuhl doesn't try a lot of threes, elected to not there. Slip screen, gets inside the defense, finds the open player in the corner. It swung all the way around. Majerus, nice pick for Muller, who's a running floater in the lane, knew it was short, got her own rebound though, ended up on the floor somehow and back up in time to get the pass back. Voskuhl posts up inside, goes up and over the defenders in front of her and does not catch rim.
Olivia wasn't quite squared up on that, hence the air ball. Sid showing a lot of energy early, diving on the floor several times already, it seems like.
She is forcing the Alma players to go as baseline as possible as Casey DeSmit picks it off and is going to go in uncontested for the layup.
Bodes well for Hope to see Casey this energized on both ends of the floor this early in the ballgame.
Hope likes to turn their defense to offense and has done so a couple times, as Hope is employing the double team on the block, forced the kick out against Alma right there. Offensive rebound though, Maddie Robbins and Olivia Warren combining for that one as Warren pulls the trigger. And Voskuhl corrals the rebound.
Yeah, Hope is baiting the Alma guards to drive into no woman's land, and then a double team. Sid with another drive and a great finish, this time right-handed.
And that's all Coach Sammy Stormont wants to see from the Scots at the moment. He's going to take a timeout as you get to see the replay of Casey DeSmit picking off that reversal pass. Swoop, scooping, and scoring right there.
That's exactly what Coach Mo wanted to start this game. Energized on both ends. Double teams are effective, and Hope shooting a nice percentage on the offensive end and getting great looks.
A lot of high percentage shots has translated to 16 points in 6 minutes. Have only given up 3 against the Scots, as you see a couple examples of the threes from long range that we were just referencing a moment ago.
Alma's now going to have to contend with the second 5 unit for Hope, who's fully energized. Alma's, most of their players have been playing all this time now. We'll see if their energy holds up.
That first unit for Hope shot 3 out of 5 from downtown, 1 out of 2 from the free throw line, and 6 out of 13 as Alma doubles up their point total. Reagan Thor buries a 3 from the corner.
Thor was ready to shoot when she caught it. Great rhythm. Nice shot and buried it.
Ella McKinney was driving in on Aretha Humphreys, and Humphrey gets tagged with the foul. That's going to be her first, team first. She's going to take a seat as Olivia Warren comes in on her behalf. McKinney heading to the free throw line.
McKinney is the slasher in the second group. She's uncanny in her ability to get to the rim and finish against contact.
Saw her get to the rim a moment ago, and she's rewarded with a trip to the stripe. Got the first one to go. Alma, before that basket, had not made a three-pointer. They were 0 for 2 and were 1 for 7 from the floor. Now up to 25% shooting, 2 out of 8.
And now Meg Morehouse sets the tone for the defense for the Dutch.
That was an incredible skip pass all the way across the floor to Thor. She spins and finds inside Lamancusa.
Great skip pass. That's the way to attack such an attacking defense.
And an easy finish for the Scots, as that was an offensive rebound for Hope. Savannah Feenstra getting in on the three-point party, and she is officially attending.
Can't leave Savannah open. She will pull that at any time, and she's a great shooter.
She makes him pay right there. The third leading scorer on the team by less than two-thirds of a point, as that one falls on the other side by Olivia Warren.
Olivia Warren. Sideways spin on the shot, and it still went in.
As it goes out of bounds off of the Dutch, or off of the Scots, pardon me. Good defensive effort from Maddie Robbins.
A little scoring splurge from the Scots right now. They're showing great energy against this second group.
Knocking down some shots. They're starting to understand what Hope is doing against them, as there's a drive from Feenstra trying to take over the game here, but Jenny Lamancusa snags the rebound.
Great first step by Savannah, and then it was contested wonderfully by the Scots. Made it a tough shot.
You can see how hard the Dutch are forcing the Scots to go baseline, as Meg Morehouse is 90 degrees on defense. The ball spits out in the corner, and we finally get a whistle. It's a timeout in favor of the Dutch, as one of the players for them picked up the basketball, and Morehouse, since it was right in front of the bench, decides to call a 30-second timeout to retain possession.
Interesting defensive strategy. Keep them out of the middle at all costs. They're forcing him down to the baseline about 8 to 10 feet away from the basket, and then they'll trap down there. The last few possessions, Alma's done a nice job of skip passing out of that and then creating some offense out of that double team.
And they're hitting those shots as well. Not only are they skip passing out, admittedly some dangerous skip passes involved in there, but they've worked so far.
Yeah, I think they watched that Trine tape. Skip passes and back doors against this super aggressive defense by Hope. But Hope's going to keep coming at you. It's a question of endurance and energy. Can you keep up with them? Because they're going to keep running fresh players at you all night.
It's important to have good ball handlers and players who can make shots. And so far, Alma's showing that he can do that, at least to hang in the game. And there's a defensive steal from Alma. Hope able to get it back. Fortuitous bounce. And it results in a layup for Hannah Smith.
Hope's finding it tough once they get in the lane. Alma's defense really clamps down once they get inside the lane.
So far, that has not worked out in Alma's favor, as Hope is 4 out of 6 from three-point land. And here's that trap you were referencing a moment ago.
It's higher. Watch how high the bigs for Hope come out and hedge those screens out top. One of the few teams that send their bigs out that high, and it creates quite the problems for the guards.
Warren had picked up her dribble, got it knocked away, and was able to dribble again. And now Robbins has to throw up a floater in the lane at the buzzer. No good. Great defense from Hope that whole time, and they almost gave up an offensive rebound. Miscommunication between Lamancusa and Robbins there.
It's almost like both teams stopped once the buzzer went off.
Just about, and
Blair
Bagley comes in.
Nice left hand dribble against pressure with a left hand shot. That was wonderful.
Under a minute to go now, 25-11 in favor of the Dutch as they try to trap Robbins. She's going to try to get away from it and gets eaten up right at half court with a jump ball. she's frustrated, but it's going to go in favor of the Dutch.
You can see as the guards from Alma get even slightly winded that high trap works so effectively for Hope.
Well, especially when it happens play after play after play. Every time you step across the timeline, you know it's coming in. Meg Morehouse trying to keep the pressure up, can't stay in bounds, tiptoeing along the sidelines.
The second you relax as a Hope opponent, you're in trouble because Hope keeps the pressure up offensively and defensively the entire game because their players are fresh, right? This second five can play all out for their minutes that they're in there because they know they're going to get a break at the quarter.
That is a big part of it, to be sure.
Once again, pressure defense causes a mistake by the Scots as they get slightly tired. Meg Morehouse sets the tone in the second five like nobody I've ever seen in a second group. She's just out there attacking the offense as the point on the defense at the logo, and it's so demoralizing as an offense to go against a player like that.
It's non-stop, as we've seen a few miscommunications. Hope obviously sitting here waiting to get the last shot of the quarter with 7 on the clock now. Shot clock is turned off. Feenstra to Bagley in the corner, running out of time. Finds Smith at the elbow. She took too long to set up and launch it. Makes the basket, but was definitively after the buzzer. I don't even know if she knew that the buzzer was about to go off there.
That's what I was wondering, if that clock was even in Hannah's head on that. She dropped the ball so low on her shot that it took up that full second that she had when she caught the ball. Great shot, just a second too late.
In any case, it's the quarter break, so we'll be back after this. You're watching Hope College women's basketball.
All you gotta do is leave it better than you found it. It's gonna be difficult to stand, but hold your breath. I was made for this. Yeah, yeah. I was made for this. I was made for this. I was made for this. Yeah, yeah. Feeling blessed, never stressed.
We're ready to kick off the second quarter here from DeVos Fieldhouse. The Hope College Flying Dutch with a 25-11 advantage over the visiting Alma Scots. In that first quarter, they get to start with the basketball by way of how the jump balls played out in the first. Any stats jump off the page at you in the first quarter there, Paul, as Olivia Vosco rolls to the basket and it's stolen away.
Hope shooting 50% on two-pointers and 67% on threes. They were 4 for 6 on threes. That's a great way to start a game. Alma's not too bad. They're 4 for 11 on twos for 36%. 2 for 4, 50% on threes. You'll take 50% on threes all night long.
As Olivia Warren drove that one into the trees and got swatted away summarily. Casey DeSmit wide open for 3 and knocks down the triple try. Back-to-back threes for her.
It's nice to see Casey pulling the trigger on those. Last couple weeks I haven't seen her shoot this much, but obviously it's a good thing when she gets a wide open look like that to take that shot.
And knock it down. And there's a bounce pass inside from Warren. She passed it directly to Olivia Voskel, who is wearing the Hope uniform. Now Muller going to try a 3. Nope, inside for Voskel. No one around. Looked like she went a little too hard with the gather right there. And now it's going to get called with an over-the-back foul, as Warchuk had good position inside.
Voskel with a frustration foul after missing that bunny. She went over the back. Surprised Sid didn't pull that, but she made a nice decision as Olivia cut hard. Olivia on the other end with a great step in front to steal that pass. You don't see many frontline players as fast as Olivia is. Watch her hedge the screen out here at half court. I don't know if there's another 6'3" player in D3 that can do that.
I think she was upset because she thought the ball got bounced on the half-court line. It's Stasha Warchuk.
Warchuk
Strange.
Keeps the hot shooting for the Scots. They're going to need that. That's great shooting.
It's great shooting by both teams. You mentioned the 4 3-pointers by Hope in the first quarter. They scored 3, I should say converted 3 all game against Shrine just about a week ago. Check that 2 weeks ago, as there's a nice spinner in the lane from Vosco right there.
Vosco with a beautiful step back, step through, left-hand finish in the post.
But, 15% three-point shooting a couple of weeks ago, vastly different than the 67% and now more that we're seeing tonight, as there's a move inside from Griffune, and it's summarily rejected and counted rejected again. This time it was Mallory Repka going in for it.
When you got a shot blocker like Vosk, you can't fade away from her as the offensive player. You have got to get a shoulder into her chest and keep her on the ground. You are doing her a favor if you come in and fade away on your last step. She loves that. With her wingspan, that's almost an automatic block.
And then you see the replay of the foul right there. The first one of the quarter on Alma. Casey DeSmith puts it on the ground, leaves it off for Muller, and it's going to pull the trigger from the corner. DeSmith, have yourself a day. Casey DeSmith, 3 for 3.
Casey's on fire. They're looking for her now. She's pulling the trigger.
Why not? It's fitting that I turned to the program, and she is the headshot inside the program.
Yep.
Leading all scorers with 11 points as Repka finds her way through the defense, corrals the ball. Now Humphreys, one dribble, stop, pop, and leaves it short.
I feel like that one dribble off the three-point line and a pull-up from about 15 is going to be open for Alma. That time Humphreys airballed it, but in the future that might be a good look for him because of the way Hope plays pressure defense on the wings. If you can get past that first person, you're not going to get all the way to the rim against Hope. So that 15-foot down to 10-foot area is going to be open.
That's an area that a lot of players disregard these days because Chef Curry has stated that three-pointers only as Ellen McKinney goes in with the left hand.
McKinney, one of their patented finishes. You're right. I'm showing my age by saying the mid-range jumper should be one of their best attacks against this defense.
Well, I think that's the way that defenses have been lined up these days as Meg Morehouse commits a foul against Humphreys right at that 15-foot range you were referencing.
Yes.
But I think that, 12 to 16-foot range is completely undervalued at this point, and defenses are designed to force players away from that. So if anyone has some sort of mid-range, you can get that all day.
Absolutely. Yeah, defenses are now designed to attack at the three-point line and then not give up the layup, right there. We saw 3 Hope girls cutting Humphreys off on her attack to the basket, and she panicked and just threw the ball to the Hope sideline.
Well, it was a miscommunication as Warren was there when Humphreys started the drive, as that one goes halfway down and out for Bagley, and then the offensive rebound pass was picked off by Warchuk. But Warren was there momentarily, and then when Humphreys decided to make the pass that way, she was no longer standing there. Pump and go from Warchuk, finds her way inside, too strong on the rim. Feenstra snags it.
That was a help defense clinic by the Hope Dutch that time. They met the girls outside the lane that were driving. Great help and recovery by the Hope Dutch on that possession.
Feenstra driving in hard, gets to go to the free throw line. I saw that a moment ago talking about that mid-range game. Meg Morehouse at the top of the key put the ball on the deck and didn't even consider doing anything but going straight to the basket, even though there was a defender in her way. I don't know that she would have had a mid-range available, but went straight there.
This time Savannah's reputation precedes her. They know she's a three-point shooter. They closed out hard. She drove left and did get to the basket. The help was late, therefore she had to look at the basket but got fouled.
She makes him pay by making both free throws, even though she has to earn it. 5 points for her on the night, leading the second unit. And she's having a conversation and a smile with Coach Morehouse in the middle of the play right there.
She was literally talking to Mo during the play.
Good defense from her. And help side right there. Almost a wild pass. I should say it is a wild pass. Warren saves it momentarily. and it somehow ends up in favor for the Dutch.
Wow, the help side defense was so good. Scots just chucked the ball towards the sidelines and created that turnover.
You can see the replay right there. Great effort from Warren to save it in front of what would be the student section, as McKinney misses a bunny, gets the rebound back, and the referee says she travels with it. She's not sure about that call. I don't know that she quite had full possession, but
she didn't have full possession because Maddie Robbins was hanging on to her arm.
Well, now she's going to run the offense for the Scots.
She's going to give it up early because Meg Morehouse is all over her.
Humphreys not afraid to drive. Triple teamed down on the block. Finds the open player with a scoop. It's Thor. No good.
Hope forgot to rebound that one, but it came up with the ball anyways.
Grafune had it for a second. Couldn't end up with it, and we're going to get a charge on Morehouse. Great effort from Maddie Robbins drawing that charge. You see the double fist pump from her.
Maddie's been challenging this game. Something's not going right for her, but that was an unbelievable defensive stop. She hustled, got out in front of Meg, who's not slow by any stretch of the imagination, and drew the charge. Meg missed. Claire Bagley wide open on the wing for her three-pointer.
She's been putting her head down and going to the rack as of late. At least as this three-pointer is up from Thor and off the mark. At least any borderline criticism we may have for Meg Morehouse will probably be only furthered by her dad, so we don't have to hear any complaints about what he may have to say. Not that any parents do complain. And she tried to take a charge right there. Humphreys did a nice job avoiding it. Couldn't convert the shot.
Meg was willing to step in front of a runaway locomotive. That was some guts shown there.
As Humphrey makes a nice defensive play, steals it away. Feenstra was not doing a great job blocking out, posting up there.
Humphreys with great effort these last 3 or 4 trips up and down the floor. Full out effort.
She asked for a sub on the way back on the defensive end, and then goes and makes a play like that as Hannah Smith kicks it. And
Humphreys is breathing hard. And here's where Hope brings in the other 5, right? Alma Scots grabbing their shorts, bent over, trying to get their breath. Here comes 5 rested players in white.
One of those players, of course, being Casey DeSmit, who is in guarding Robbins at the top of the key. Left off for Warchuk. She's backing down Schoonveld. DeSmit comes in to bother. Left Robbins open for 3 in the corner. Rainbow can't convert. Rebound Majerus. Muller lost it for a second, got it back.
Great box out by Kate. Get that rebound.
As Schoonveld gets a pick from Voskuhl.
Kennedy passed open a wide open mid-range right there.
And Voskuhl, who doesn't take many threes, tries one there. Short front. And the rebound for Warchuk. 2:45 to go, second quarter. It's 37-14 in favor of the Dutch.
If Voskuhl is going to shoot a 3, it's that straight-on 3 right from the top of the key. That's the one she likes.
As Casey DeSmit steals it, goes behind the back, leaves it for a bounce pass for Kate Majerus, who blows the layup. But Sydney Muller cleans up the mess.
Sid literally threw her hands behind the back as to say to Casey, give it Feenstra. And I'm sorry, Majerus. She missed the layup, but Sid was there to rebound and put it right back in.
It's a great team effort right there. And there's that skip pass that we saw work in the first quarter. Hope was ready for it that time as Muller picked it off. Gets it back after a deep pass from Majerus. Air ball right to Kennedy Schoonveld, who passes it right to Maddie Robbins wearing the other team's uniform.
I think if you're a Hope fan, you would have wished that Kennedy would have at least looked at the rim. She was right underneath that little left-hand finish there. She probably could have gotten the shot off. Nice crossover by Robbins.
Splits the double team on the hedge right there. Thought Alma could take advantage. They were not able to, and they're going to have to set it back up with 8 on the shot clock. Skip into the corner for Warchuk off the side of the backboard. Check that Thor. And that's going to be an absolute heave from a different area code from Warren. And Hope gets the rebound.
And Robbins did a great job of splitting that double team, but didn't have the energy to finish that play. Had to kick it out.
As there's a pump and go from Muller inside for Voskal, left hand up and scores it.
I wonder how many times Sid and Vosk have done that. Sid will drive baseline, Vosk flashes across the lane. Sid gets in trouble, she just leaves it for Vosk to finish it up.
Hey, why not tee up your 6'3" post player right there? As DeSmit guards Robbins. I've been notified as this three goes up in the corner from Thor. She knew it was off immediately. Her shot might have been affected. She came in, got her own rebound, but is ripped away by Muller with 41 seconds to go. And the track meet continues. Now Schoonveld looks at the rim. Back iron. And Alma's going to slow it down.
Frenetic pace here lately. The Scots have got to be exhausted. Yep, look at them. They're all bent over and breathing hard.
That's why they slowed it down right there. Is this maybe the last shot of the half? 16 on the game clock, 13 on the shot clock. And Casey DeSmit steals it from Robbins, but it goes out of bounds.
You can just see how exhausted Robbins is. She's just playing as hard as she can and doesn't quite have the energy to finish a possession there.
So they're going to sub her out to give Olivia Warren the chance as she's hounded by DeSmit.
Nothing's easy when you play Hope.
There's a head right there. Warren looked like she got fouled. Got it off anyways. Lamakusa with the right hand. Off the mark with the fall away. And that's how we're going to head to halftime. It is 41-14. Score is flip-flopped right there in favor of the Dutch. Going to see a couple replays as we head to the break. And we'll be back in about 15 minutes to bring you the second half. This is Hope College basketball.
Hello, I'm Trigby Johnson, and I serve as the Dean of the Chapel at Hope College. I'd like to thank you for your continued relationship with Hope. Thank you for being our people. People are what make this campus special. A people rooted in our shared faith in Jesus Christ. And in that spirit, I'd like to personally invite you to come join us for chapel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10:30 a.m. Come and join the next generation of Hope College students as we sing the old songs of the faith and some new ones. Come and enter in and experience the energy and vitality of what it is to be a Christian here at Hope College, as God shapes us to be a people of hope now and for future generations.
The idea of using wastewater as a way to monitor for viruses has been around for a long time. And the application of it to SARS-CoV-2 or COVID-19 is what is different this time. One of the goals that we had was to be able to have a safe semester for everybody, be able to stay on campus as long as possible, given unknowns. We wanted the information that we were going to get to be actionable. That is, you could actually take that information and turn it into decisions. And those decisions were about how do we test students on campus for the coronavirus, and could we use wastewater to help us target that kind of testing? So in order to do that, you need a couple of things. One, you need a process that is simple. You need a process that is robust to supply chain issues, because a lot of the reagents and chemicals and things like that that are required to detect the virus have been in short supply. You also needed to be able to have a quick turnaround, so it needed to be able to be done same day results if possible. And so we sourced all of that material. One of the primary things that we had to source were samplers or auto samplers to be able to actually collect samples around campus. And then other equipment that we needed to use just to streamline processes. Hope has a strong tradition of research and research with undergraduates. Leads the country for decades in this area. And so that really set us up to be able to make this pivot, to be able to do something like this. And so a lot of the equipment was already around. And we leveraged expertise, and we leveraged process, and we leveraged equipment that we had. We needed to have people. So the first thing is to have personnel around that could, in fact, process samples on a daily basis. It's not a part-time job; it's a full-time job. So we're able to tap into some great students that had been in research programs and were basically trained right off the bat to be able to do this. So we hired 4 post-baccalaureate positions, so students that graduated last May. So the information that we're able to get daily on the wastewater levels for SARS-CoV-2 allows us to translate that into action, right? So we can take that information to the testing team that's on campus, that's in charge of directing the resources that we have for testing students. And we can take that information and tell them what's going on. We can make a recommendation. Oh, we should test zone 4 because we're seeing a rise in the level that we hadn't seen before. And then what would happen is that the testing team would set up the logistics to actually inform students that they need to get tested. Students then sign up for times, and then they get tested the next day. And this has actually occurred. So we've been successful in this several times. Our first instance of it was mid-September. So a few weeks into the semester, we saw a rise in one of the zones in the SARS-CoV-2 signal after having seen 0 signal whatsoever for the previous couple of weeks. That was an indication to us that we needed to be concerned, and we identified 5 cases during that week, and we were able to isolate those students, contact trace, and quarantine the students that were close contacts. The consequence of that is if you can do the contact tracing correctly, right, you can actually pull those people out of circulation so they can't spread the disease to others that would have caught it otherwise. Based on the success that we've had with the wastewater monitoring approach during the fall semester, this has allowed us to make the decision to continue this type of monitoring into the spring semester and potentially beyond. And the idea is to use this as a more prominent piece of the decision-making process for where to target available testing for individuals, because we've seen that it's worked. We know that it has allowed us to identify people that have COVID-19 that we would not have otherwise known about. This has to have had the consequence of reducing the number of cases overall that we've had on campus during the fall semester. And so we'd like to continue that process going forward.
Over the last several years, the museum has acquired a substantial collection of artworks made by artists from the Yoruba ethnic group in Nigeria. And when Ann Heath mentioned to me that she was thinking about teaching a seminar on African art, I thought it would be a great opportunity to get her and her students involved in researching our collection and figuring out a way to exhibit it.
We work with the Kreising Art Museum to help the director curate shows, exhibitions that he has on his schedule, and do the primary source research for him. And that will then turn out to be the labels, the wall text, the catalogs for the works in the show.
This class offers an opportunity for experiential learning at the highest level. The discipline of art history is basically the study of artworks that allows us to build up an understanding of individual artists. Then from the understanding of individual artists, we build up an understanding of different schools and movements, and then from the understanding of those different schools and movements, we build up an understanding of entire historical periods.
I don't think I've ever done anything like this before. It was definitely eye-opening and super challenging. It's a lot harder because we're not finding books that give us the answers to our questions. We're not looking at people who have already analyzed the work. It's kind of like we're analyzing it ourselves, but also through the lens and perspective of the artists themselves and other artists at that time.
It's been difficult, but it's also been really rewarding. So like when you do find something, it's like finding finding the real gold amongst the fool's gold, and like actually like getting the thing you need. And it's so much more rewarding than being like, well, of course, like I have this book. But yeah, I've had to like take like some like different approaches, like definitely like researching deeper and like learning like don't give up, like you're gonna have to like try a lot harder.
They're an opportunity for students to really put their skills into action by doing research that's often primary source research. That means nobody has done it before. And so they have to learn that kind of detective skills on how do you go out and find information that isn't readily available. So they have to be creative in their thinking. They have to have a lot of initiative. They have to be nimble. And they certainly have to work together.
This is interesting because it's like working as a team. So even though like I'm writing my own paper on like Julie Ladipo and like Nigerian contemporary theater, I'm still like checking in with my classmates, and sometimes like we find stuff like, oh, like I found this JSTOR article, or I found this on ArtNet, like swapping. So it's interesting being part of like a research community.
Even if they don't go into the arts as a career, these kinds of experiences, project management, follow-through, collaboration, initiative, self-teaching, these are all the kinds of experiences that are going to hold them in good stead, whether they pursue a career in the arts or if they take opportunities outside of the arts. These kinds of, the kind of work they do in our department is completely relevant and helpful in lots of different career paths and vocations.
This is definitely not a typical undergrad art history course. This is much closer to graduate school work, or even to the kind of professional work that's done in museums and commercial art galleries. I've been a museum curator and director for more than 25 years now, and I've been involved over the course of my career in hiring dozens of people for jobs in museums, and the number one criteria is always whether they've done museum work before. And this course has given students that kind of background.
Lawrence and Vanderswart, we're interested in the history of our community. When 26-year-old jeweler Jacob Raven came to Holland in 1889, the northwest corner of 8th Street and River Avenue was already home to the thriving Holland City State Bank. Raven told bank personnel that he wanted to build a clock above the bank to keep the town on time, and it wouldn't cost them a cent. True to his word, Raven raised the funds with donations from merchants and local factories. High above the city streets, the tower was completed in 1892. Holland's clock tower still ticks high above 8th Street, watching over a town that still loves to run on time. Innovation and ambition today can pay dividends for decades. Lawrence and Vanderswart, interested in our history, invested in our future. At Lawrence and Vanderswart, we are interested in the history of our community. This farm once belonged to Albertus Van Raalte, founding father of the city of Holland. And this house, built by his son Ben in 1872, has been known through the years as the Maples, due to the large trees in the front yard planted by Van Raalte himself. These trees stand today because of the industry and vision of Albertus Van Raalte. Today, the DeGraff Nature Center taps the maples and demonstrates how maple syrup was made centuries ago. Innovation and ambition today can pay dividends for decades. Lawrence and Vanderswart, interested in our history, invested in our...
We're back to start the second half here at DeVos Fieldhouse, where the Hope College Flying Dutch have a 41-14 lead over the Alma Scots. Alma starting it off second half. Warren gonna try a three. Hit one in the first half, not so much there. Bosco got called for an over the back in the first half, not so much there.
Looked like an over the back. I think she got away with one there.
As Schoonveld gets rejected by Kendall Griffune.
Griffune, 6'2" out of Hudsonville.
Making up for the, oh, with the circus shot right there. Bosco even has to smile. That was Maddie Robbins, who had a frustrating end to the first half. Flipped that one up and over her head and over Olivia Bosco. As you'll see on the replay right here, I don't even think she saw the basket, but she knew she had a foul call.
She couldn't see the basket because Bosco's hand was on the top of her head. And there's great energy coming out of the halftime by Robbins.
The old-fashioned three-point play right there, her first points of the game. What an effort, as Majerus very assumptively threw that pass. Casey DeSmit with it. She's got 11 points tonight. Her career high is 13 versus Finlandia back in 2019. As you see a spin and, I was going to say a finish from Olivia Bosco, but it rimmed out. Muller with the rebound, draws the foul.
Olivia with a great spin move, but she went right-handed from the left side, brought the ball back to the defender, which bothered her a little bit, and she missed it. Should have been a left-hand finish. Sid there with the rebound, cleaned it up.
This one guy I know would say something along the lines of $1 million move with a 10-set finish.
Yes. I was trying to hold back on that, Eric, so I appreciate you putting that out on the air.
That's right. As we got some substitutions going on for Alma. As I was saying, Casey DeSmit, former career high, or I should say current career high, is 13 points versus Finlandia back in 2019. She also needs one more three-pointer to tie her career high in threes, as Muller gets both free throws.
It would be fun for Casey to get her career high on the last regular season home game.
This, of course, a makeup game from back in January. There's a steal from Hope Kennedy. Schoonveld out ahead of the pack, stripped away by Maddie Robbins. Good hustle by her to get back on defense.
Maddie Robbins is just flying around this court to start the second half.
All she needed was a 15-minute break for halftime. But anyways, I was saying that because as Muller pulls the trigger, nowhere close. Rebound, Schoonveld gets it to go.
Ended up being a great pass to Kennedy. Kennedy with a nice strong finish.
And now for the third time, trying to say that senior night happened previously and is not tonight, despite this being the last regular season home game, because this was a makeup game. There, I got it out before anyone decided to shoot again. Thank you to Aretha Humphreys for waiting until that moment to shoot. Shot was partially blocked, so ended up short there, and DeSmit comes away with it for the Dutch.
May I say, as you're talking about senior day, that I thought it was a great class move by Voskuhl as Kennedy tries to take a bunny. Voskuhl giving up her starting spot, or one of the other seniors, I believe it was Hannah, to start on senior day and get her name announced in the starting lineup. Class move by Vosk on senior day.
It is tough when you have 6 seniors and only 5 starting positions. So absolutely a nice move from her, and hopefully another nice move right here. She drives to the basket. It's blocked by Graffune. Casey DeSmit puts it on the floor. Now goes all the way across the court for Majerus. Gets a pick from Voskuhl. 5 on the shot clock. DeSmit in and out. That thing was halfway down right there. The crowd held their breath. She is frustrated there herself. Shakes her head and her fist.
She didn't know how they did. I was perfect angle. I thought it was in the whole time. I had my hands up, hoping that she would get her personal record right there.
From the broadcast booth, we had the exact angle. Thought it was dead on the whole time. Clearly it was very close as Robbins picks up her dribble, is hounded, fires it into nowhere, picked up by Repka.
Alma got away with one there. She just chucked the ball away, saying, I hope somebody catches it.
Humphreys pulled a 12-footer. No luck. Robbins with the rebound down inside the Forest. And a drive from Warren. Charge call there. It was good defense.
Sure looked like Casey was inside the circle, and they're going to talk about it because she was pretty far underneath the basket. She was set, and she was ready for the charge.
She did step outside the circle according to the replay. Just barely. Just barely outside. What I was more concerned with the call, not the referee on the baseline will be able to see that. Here's another look at that. You can see the back heels are outside the circle. It's going to officially be a blocking call for saying that she's inside the circle.
Maybe she had her back heel up. She moved out farther than I thought she did, and the other refs saw it.
If only the refs could go to the replay.
Right. Casey's still shaking her head. She knew she was outside. That was close.
It was close, but she was just barely outside, as we said. What I was going to say is I was more concerned with as Warren goes to the free throw line, hits the first, lines up the second and gets it, was that it looked like, now I don't even remember who was driving with the basketball. Oh, it was Warren. That's why she's at the line.
Yeah.
And she was, I thought she got pushed in the back into DeSmit in the first place.
I see.
And that's what I was saying. I didn't think the baseline referee is. There's a step back three from Schoonveld, and she fills it up.
She points to Olivia for a great pick. That was a nice move by Kennedy. Step back, get the three. Great pick by Voskuhl. Here we are trapping out on the logo.
Graffune taking advantage of it with a jumper. No good.
We'll give up a 17-foot baseline jumper all night long.
as Muller drives in, kicks Schoonveld, pump and go, gets by one, gets by the second, and fills it up.
And as often as Sydney finds Voskuhl on one of her drives, I think she has found Kennedy an even amount.
Kennedy Schoonveld averages just a hair over 10 points a game, as another circus shot from Robbins is not converted, but Grafune pulls it in, looking for help, gets it all the way across for Repka. Back to Grafune. I don't think she was ready for the basketball.
It was a great catch. Anyways, and Voss is getting away. That's just probably the last couple times Voss and Grafune are getting into it down there. And Voss has the strength on Grafune.
That's her third foul right there, as wholesale subs from Hope and a couple subs from Alma.
Give Grafune credit for hanging in there against Voss, because Voss was getting physical with her.
Apparently I'm getting too long-winded tonight, as I have not finished a thought on the first try in a hot minute here, as Warchuk dribbles into the double team, kicks it out. Lamakusa goes up with the left hand, fall away. Feenstra picked it up. Anyways, I was saying Schoonveld averages over 10 points a game. She's got 9 tonight, and I feel like she does it so sneakily, as Meg Morehouse nice through the defense.
Meg Morehouse is known as a defensive stopper on this team at Hope. In high school, she was quite the scorer. She has reversed roles going from high school to college. Just there, you saw some of her offensive capabilities.
As Lamakusa goes right around Feenstra, it hangs up on the back of the iron for 3 bounces and falls in. Hope running up the floor, being aggressive. Swung all the way across the top of the key. They move the ball well as a team. Morehouse inside for Feenstra. One dribble, drop step, and a finish.
Nice ball movement. Feenstra set a high pick and then crashed right down to the box. A nice post up, easy bucket.
The adaptability of Meg Morehouse transitioning to a defender, playing out well here. She's now on ball guarding Aretha Humphreys, who goes over 3 Hope defenders to bank it in with the hook.
I like Humphreys' game. A lot of speed, a lot of talent, a lot of strength. That was great.
And hustle. She gets back on defense right there to bother the Ellen McKinney shot and pull down the rebound.
This is a mismatch. Hannah Smith, I don't think, can stay with her speed-wise.
Alma does him a favor by offering a pick. Lamakusa in the lane. Stormont thought that it was a foul there.
Humphreys is asking for a sub again.
Playing all out as McKinney from long range.
McKinney likes to drive, but she just showed you right there. She's willing to pull it from 3 when she's open. Nice shot.
I almost said at the outset of the third quarter that for all the amount we talked about the three-point shooting in the first quarter, there was not one attempted by the Dutch in the second, as Meg Morehouse steals it and is off to the races.
Meg setting the tone on defense in the second half. She is really bothering the Scott guards.
Defense to offense right there, not letting up. But they did not attempt a three-pointer in the second quarter, and then hit back-to-back in the third quarter as we get a timeout from Alma. A couple more subs coming in.
Hope has
and a reset.
Completely discombobulated the Scots spacing. Quite often there are 3 girls on the far sideline for the Scots lined up in a row. And they're just not moving out of that area, and Hope keeps funneling them to the sideline or the baseline. Some great defense out top for Hope.
You can't get enough of Hope College Flying Dutch basketball. Wednesday, February 9th, just a couple days from tonight, they will be heading for another edition of the rivalry against the Calvin University Knights, who currently sit in 4th place in MIAA play at 8-3, 15-5 overall. As you said, this is their last game at home. They will then be traveling to Alma, to Adrian, and to Kalamazoo.
Quite the road swing to end the season. That Calvin game will be interesting. Can almost always throw out the records in that game. Calvin will play extremely hard. I'm not sure they're talented enough to stick with Hope. Love what Coach Christner at Calvin is doing there.
As there's a steal this time by Claire Bagley. Bounce pass to Meg Morehouse. Gives it right back. And the finish.
Meg's excited about her pass, and she should be. That was a great wraparound pass. Almost surprised Bagley. Nice finish.
I don't think she was expecting that, to be sure. The last edition of the rivalry, Hope took out Calvin 91-42 way back in December. As Maddie Robbins with a flying floater, right hand, left side, banks it home. She's up to 5 points now, all of them coming in the third quarter, but Claire Bagley answers, going right through Warchuk there for Alma. Robbins guarded by McKinney, all the way out by the logo. Driving, gets past her. Thought she might have gotten fouled, swung around Repka, corner three. Rims off, Meg Morehouse brings it down. And of course, the Grand Prix continues. Hannah Smith up ahead of the defense. Misses it, bothered by Repka. Tapped out. Great hustle from Smith to get it out to McKinney. There's a pump fake and a drive from Bagley, and then left it off for Feenstra, and she put a shoulder into a defender, and that's a charge.
I was completely blocked on that. Hannah must have lowered the shoulder and gotten into her, because she is still down. Here goes the replay.
Should be able to see the replay right here.
Oh, yeah.
Big shot, probably knocked the wind out of her. That was Warchuk taking the hit there.
Feenstra was trying to gather in the ball. I don't think anything malicious on her part. She was trying to gather the ball. It was loose. And she just ran her over.
That was a big hit indeed.
First down.
Probably one Warchuk wants back. I'll give you the 2 points. And
right. Take away the hit.
Yeah. Humphreys stepped back, left it just a little short. Offensive rebound, though, by Thor. She misses the layup, but it was a good hustle from her. Under 2 minutes to go. Third quarter, 63-25 advantage for the Dutch. Casey DeSmit guarded by Thor all the way across for Voskel. Puts it on the ground. Now inside for Schoonveld. Goes right around the defender Fossmore, the freshman. But it was good defense by her to keep her from finishing.
Typically that works out for Kennedy, posting up. Now she's on the run out. Majerus sees her up ahead of the pack.
It was a good block by Majerus as Fossmore once again makes a defensive stop on Schoonveld back-to-back times now. She has bothered her enough to make her miss the shot from inside 3 feet.
Great hustle.
Backdoor from Humphreys. Got it partially blocked from behind. She thought she got hit on the hand. We had a bad angle at that. As Muller drives through everybody, picks it up at the elbow. Back for DeSmit. Looking inside. Now fakes everybody out. Goes across for Schoonveld. Kick out Muller. Head fake and go. Voskel at the elbow. Decides to take it to the rack.
Sid was literally yelling Vosk as she was driving, hoping Vosk would follow her in there so she could flip it to her. Vosk was a step late, was still able to finish after the pass from Sydney.
And now there's 35 seconds left in the third quarter. Fossmore working on Schoonveld.
If we kept track of skip passes tonight, Eric, I think we would have set a record.
I think so. You know, sometimes you get a random stat like that as there's a steal from Voskel. On the inbounds is great hustle from Robbins to try to take it away from DeSmit. DeSmit wins that battle, drives in with the left hand, in and out. Again, she has had a couple times where that's happened tonight. She went over Griffune right there as Robbins has 5 on the shot clock.
Casey goes against another Hudsonville product with a left hand, just misses it.
At the buzzer, Grace Fossmore can't get the 3 to fall, and that's how we're going to head to the fourth quarter. Hope with a 40-point lead, 65-25. This is Hope College women's basketball.
My 32 years, I can look back at clients and realize that when I started with them in my mid-30s, I was one of many professionals in their life. But since then, their doctors retired, their attorneys retired, their ministers retired, All the key people in their life retired, but we're still there. And over time, we end up being very, very close to our clients. It's very hard to talk about your financial history without talking about your family history. We get to know it, we keep it confidential, and you can't help but begin to love these people.
Getting ready for the fourth quarter. You're seeing a couple different replay highlights here. Eric Francois alongside Paul Francois. As the Dutch are in control of this one with 10 minutes to go. Alma's got the rock. Wearing their road maroon uniforms. Hope, of course, in their home whites. And another attempted skip pass from Robbins. She dove into the corner with it. It got deflected, and it is in fact a steal.
Yeah, Robbins did a cardinal sin, driving to the corner, picking up the ball, and getting in trouble. But that's that Hope defense that pressures all the way to the sideline, so there's nowhere to go but to the corner.
Normally, Hope is pretty advantageous in the turnover category between both teams. They average about 12 turnovers a game, more than usual, as Meg Morehouse cashes that one.
Meg with a nice drive and then used her off arm to clear out a little space so she could get that shot off uncontested.
Tonight, though, 16 turnovers for Alma, only 10 for the Dutch. The big differential, though, is taking advantage of the points off turnovers. Hope has 20 points off turnovers. And Alma currently sitting on the goose egg of 0. As there's another turnover right there for Alma, their 17th.
Points in the paint, too. It's 34-12 in Hope's favor. That's to be expected.
The rebounding category also favoring the Dutch, as that three is way too strong from McKinney. And now Smith is the beneficiary of the hustle from Feenstra in the corner.
Hannah is usually the Energizer Bunny of the bigs on this group, but paid off by Feenstra. Playing so hard that she got Hannah an easy look that time.
And Maddie Robbins picking up the offensive foul with the forearm shiver right there.
A little bit of frustration on Maddie's part. She's playing so hard tonight with not a lot of success, but I love her guts. She keeps coming at you.
And she does have 5 points along the way. All 5 of those coming in the third quarter. As there's a flare for Feenstra. They're trying to go backdoor on Bagley. They're going to hit McKinney at the top. Pick from Smith. Driving all the way around baseline. Morehouse was more open than she thought she would be. Drives in. Flips it up with the right hand. Can't connect, and Griffune snares the board.
Good description of Meg. She was more open than she thought. She did have the one more pass to Claire for a 3. Decided to drive.
Hesitated too much as Griffune goes right over Morehouse. Nothing doing but an offensive rebound and a finish from Olivia Warren.
Nice shot by Warren over Feenstra's outstretched hands. That was not an easy shot.
Not at all, as Feenstra drives, blocked by Griffune. She's showing up big defensively in the second half for the Scots, as Maddie Robbins is off to the races. Back to Warren. She's going to try it again. Double teamed by 2 players significantly taller than she is. She tried to put up a shot, got it altered, and McKinney's on the run. Draws a foul.
Typically doesn't work 2 times in a row against the Hope bigs, and a great run out by Hope. Maddie Robbins had gotten into the paint that last possession for the Scots, had a 10-footer, gathered in the ball and tried to pass out of that, and it started the Scots being unbalanced in offense.
Thought she had an opportunity to put up a shot as well.
Goes back to that mid-range, right, Eric? Nobody wants to pull it from the mid-range.
Nope, not anymore. It's 2022. That's not how it works. As McKinney hits the first, and if she hits the second, she will be subbed out. And she's not going to get subbed out as she misses, trying to get a couple extra minutes in the game. Looked like there was a missed travel from the referee right there. And it's going to be a foul.
That's Abby Tarrant on the rebound and the putback.
As Lemancusa is the one with the foul. And now Hannah Kearns comes in. Tarrant at the line. Gets on the scoreboard as Hope breaks into 71 territory. 7 minutes to go. And Tarrant hits them both.
Not easy to come off the bench cold like that, sitting for 3.5 quarters, coming out and knocking down 2 free throws. Great job by Abby.
And now Robbins, guarded by Bellows, throws it all the way across for Thor. Into the short corner now. Warren on the drive. Has it stolen away.
Pressure by Hope.
And Jada Garner clears it out.
Continues with the same ferocity as it has through the rest of the game.
Well, like you said, you're sitting for 3.5 quarters. You watch all of that happen. You're going to keep up that wow, I didn't even say the right word there. There's a beautiful finish right there from Olivia Bellows. The stop and the spin back. Had the defender anticipating sliding all the way by.
That's a freshman out there, folks. I think she's going to have a bright future here. If she can finish like that or on the rim. That was a tremendous
Catching the lineup for the Scots, number 23.
I was trying to go for intensity was the word I was trying to say, as Bellows picks up her first foul. Notably, not a whole lot of fouls from either team this game. Robbins tries to drive on Bellows, the 4th different player to Gardner in this game. Inside for Lemancusa, off her hand and out of bounds. That would have been a tough pass to try to manage.
I expect that Robbins is going to fall asleep on the bus back to Alma tonight. For as hard as she's played and as many bodies as bumped into her tonight.
Seriously, as Garner tries to go up with it, nothing doing. Good to see Warchuk back in the game, getting that rebound after she took that hard hit earlier. And she was the recipient of that pass, but Abby Tarrant ends up with it. And Garner gets a pick from Lee. Hesitation. The double team came, left it off for Tarrant, left hand in the lane. I thought she switched her pivot feet right there. That's the second time that she's gotten away with a possible travel, but it's not a travel in the scorebook. It's 2 points.
Nice step through, and yeah, there might have been a pivot switch.
Well, I think the one before that was a little more egregious than that one even, as Humphrey goes up over the top. Rebound by Warchuk, and she's going to get fouled by Tarrant. It's going to go underneath the basket. I should point out as well that the leading scorer for Alma, Taylor Sass, is not playing tonight, averaging 15.5 points a game. She has started 100% of the games that she has played in. And Hope forces a 5-second call right there.
The third 5 for Hope, playing incredibly intense defense to get that 5-second call. They're not letting up a bit.
Nope. The last meeting between these two teams, January 13th, Hope won 94-49. Both teams on pace to score lower than that amount, as the up and under for Garner results in a foul as well. She's going to go to the line as Robbins picks up her second foul.
Seeing Tarrant have success with that step through move. So Garner went to it and drew the foul.
Why not?
Really like to penetrate up the drill.
Hits the free throw. Get some love from the teammates. And has one to go. Swish. Wide open is Repka for Alma, and she hits nothing but the bottom of the net.
Repka, great job catching the ball in rhythm and letting it go right away.
That's her first bucket as Courtney Lee goes to the left-hand side of the backboard. Humphreys, flanked by Robbins and Repka, decides to take it herself. Hit that shot earlier, missed it this time, but clearly was effective enough to get a foul call.
Thought she was ahead of the Hope defender. Not sure why she hesitated, but she knew what she was doing because she ended up drawing the foul with that move.
That's Hannah Kearns, the sophomore. Out of DeWitt, Michigan, getting that foul. Her first, team third, with 4.5 to go. Humphreys coming with the second here. Nails it. Under 4.5 to go, 78-31 in favor of the Dutch. Garner gives it to Kearns from the wing. Rebound inside. Robbins right there. That's her third rebound tonight.
Smallest player on the floor pulling down the board.
Repka from a replica spot a moment ago.
With a replica shot. That was nice.
And a replica result as well. Jana Garner forces her way inside, penetrates off the dribble.
Let's see if Robbins looks for again in the corner. There it is.
Robbins had Repka momentarily, but the pass was deflected. Garner tried to handle it, but it ended up out of bounds. It's going to stay with Alma here.
Looked like Courtney Lee got her hands up to deflect that pass.
Humphrey's going to take the inbounds, go all the way through the defense. How she missed that one, I'm not sure. But she's going to get another crack at it as Repka's going to take it out of bounds for Alma. We got a late sub there. As Courtney Lee comes out for Hannah Smith. A lot of folks are laughing, and I feel like I missed the joke.
I can't tell if Courtney got a little banged up, and that's why Hannah's coming back in, or she gave up 2 offensive rebounds.
Well, the official seems to know what was going on as he blew the whistle before the sub even came off the bench, as Robbins is off the mark there. So it's a mystery to us, and that's all right. Tarrant wanted a 3, decided against it, spins on Warchuk, fall away, left hand, and it's good.
Tarrant taking a page out of McKinney's book on the pump fake and drive to the basket. Nice finish.
She's up to 6 points now, as there's a reach-in foul on Bellows. She smiles about it.
That is her second, team's fourth.
Bellows with a 2-hand hand check into her back. Easy call out there at near the logo.
That is her second foul, but keeping up the defensive pressure. And there Alma gets in behind them as Kendall Griffune finishes.
Griffune went back door when Hannah Smith turned her head. Great move by Griffune to get open.
Now it looks like Courtney Lee is set to come back in as Kearns drives. Finds no luck, gives it off for Bellows. Gives it back to Kearns. 10 on the shot clock. Inside Hannah Smith, 1 dribble, reverse layup. Nice move there. And there's going to be a timeout from Hope for a substitution as Courtney Lee seems set to come back in for Hannah Smith.
Great move by Hannah.
Her final moment in this game will be that 2-point basket right there.
That was a highlight. Nice baseline move with a reverse finish. Very good.
Still more laughter by a lot of folks. 2.5 to go, 84-36. Hope looking to close this one out.
Hope still pressuring the wings like their life depends on it.
There was a backdoor for Thor right there, but Fossmore didn't see it and threw it into the hands of Hannah Kearns, but she knocked it out of bounds.
The first backdoor, Courtney Lee stopped cold with her help defense.
As Lamakusa throws that one away, trying to find Repka in the corner.
The windows that you can put a pass into against this Hope defense are so small. You have to be so precise with your passes.
Not to mention you have to be precise about it as Repka steals that pass from Garner, stepping in front of Tarrant, going coast to coast. And oh my goodness, Mallory Repka, the 5'7" junior, all of a sudden has 8 points, all in the last 3 minutes.
There's no quit in Repka. She is fired up. Courtney Lee with a beautiful baseline 10-footer.
That's her first points. Now Hannah Kearns, the only player on the Dutch roster who has yet to score tonight. May look to try to fix that as there's going to be a foul call right there. He said no quit in Repka, no quit in this Alma Scots team as a whole. He said the pressure from the Dutch are staying like their life depends on it. Alma's still playing like their life depends on it. Got to respect that.
Repka splitting that double team with energy with a big knee brace on. That takes some guts.
Spins in the first one. One more for double digits.
You can see why they like her as a spot-up shooter. Great rotation on the ball. Nice arc.
And she hits it. 10 points for her, leading the way for the Scots. All within the last 4 minutes, passing Olivia Warren's 8 points. No other Scot has more than 5. Game high still for Casey DeSmith as she's got 11. Sydney Muller also in double figures with 10. Jana Garner trying to add 3 more. Too strong and out of bounds off of the Dutch.
And off 2 Hope players. Not sure why they weren't ready for that rebound.
Especially being on the backside like that. That one knocked out of bounds. Bellows knocking it away from Warren. 67 seconds to go here.
Olivia grabbing the shirt. Trying to make sure she didn't get open, but that was a little too much.
She's asking what's going on, and she's in danger of fouling out. That's her 4th foul.
She's getting a foul a minute here.
Just about. 5th foul this quarter on the team, as 4 of those have been on Olivia Bellows. And we may actually have to see an involuntary substitution as it rims out from Warren right there. She's up to 9 though. Was trying to be the second Scot in double figures as there's under a minute to go. Lee loses the handle on it. It's going to be a jump ball. That's going to favor Hope yet. So no harm, no foul for Courtney.
Courtney catching it at the elbow. Did a nice job of facing up, but then did the Cardinals sin for a frontline player and dropped the ball to her waist, so let the guards from the wing attack her, and the rest will let them attack like that.
Reasonably so, as the give and go with Garner. She drives in, hits Tarrant, pumped. The whole bench got up for that one, and she decides to take it in and draw the foul. We saw some frenzied pace earlier. Now we have gone down to a snail pace with the amount of fouls that have happened.
Abby Tarrant is a nice, strong player as a freshman. She's very strong.
Good foul right there on Grace Fossmore, the freshman as well.
And he goes to his left quite off. He's very effective.
This is at 6 foot out of Maple City, Michigan. Tarrant at the line here, gets that one, the freshman out of Bay City, John Glenn. Final couple possessions here. Warren backdoors for Repka, but it's stonewalled by Hannah Kearns right there. Bellows inside spin move, and she's going to go to the line. She goes down hard. Looked like she cracked the back of her head there.
She's going to get up because she wants to shoot these free throws.
She got up fast. She's standing up and trying to walk it off.
Number 32,
Mallory Repka getting her first foul.
Great help defense by Hannah Kearns on the other end of the court.
Yeah, you see it right there, the block that she had on Repka, the beautiful backdoor cut and pass. Thought it was going to be an easy finish for her. Bellows no worse for the wear at the moment, at least. Hitting the first one.
No, I'm hoping she's not shooting at the middle basket that she sees out of the 3.
Well, if she is, it's working.
It is working.
And she's got 4 points. She's going to stay in for the final 30 seconds, and we'll hope she's all right long term. As the shot clock is off, and we're under 20 seconds to go.
Hope giving no quarter here. Great defensive stand. Force the turnover.
There's a travel inside there, and with 12.3, Hope's going to run it out. Once again, Wednesday, February 9th, 6 p.m. You can check it out against the Calvin Knights, as Hope is now on a 3-game winning streak. Only about 60 more to catch their last one, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. They take it here tonight, and we'll be heading to Calvin. They up their record to 19-1 overall. Alma drops to 11-10 on the season. And Alma will host Adrian at 7:30 Wednesday night. Of course, Hope Calvin, 6 p.m. Wednesday night at Calvin. But that's how this one ends. 89-41 in favor of the Dutch. Any final thoughts there, Paul?
Great win for Hope. Everything was clicking, offensive and defensively. They like to have that situation going into the rivalry game on Wednesday. Should be a fun night on Wednesday.
And there it is. A lot more basketball coming. We thank you for tuning in. For everyone along our massive stats team, Alan Babbitt, for Paul Van Swal, I'm Eric Van Swal, signing off. Hope takes this one 89-41. We thank you for tuning in to Hope College basketball.